Welcome to CoachKrug.com. Michael Krug, health and fitness coach. That's who I am. I am here with a weekly video. I'll be doing one of these videos each week to help you continue to live your most inspired and thriving life and to avoid falling into the cycle of living through chance. So today we are going to talk about 5 ways that professionals just like you fail at health that leads to exhaustion. And this really comes down to choices, right? We make choices every day, whether it's what we're going to have for breakfast or lunch, who we're going to hang out with, what projects we're going to work on, who we're going to work with, who's on our team. Sometimes we have a lot of autonomy with that. The big picture here is that when it comes to our choices, oftentimes without even knowing it, we are choosing things that are hindering our health and that are really leading towards disease and dysfunction, and they're going to keep us coming back for certain external things that make us feel good in the moment, but at the end of the day aren't going to help us and will lead, again, some more disease down the road. So the reason I talk about this as well is because in my own journey and with what I've been through, there's a breaking point and there's new realities that you find along the way where you realize that you don't need certain things. You don't need to turn to certain substances, foods, whatever it may be, to get that energy. Eventually, our own internal energy is going to be all that we need to get through each and every day. Along with that, I always focus on choice with my clients. It's really important that whenever we are trying to create strategies to make our lives better, to be healthier, and to show up more for the people around us, that we are creating these strategies internally. Because if we are just going and trying to copy someone else's blueprint, or we're listening to other people telling us what we should and should not do, that will not be sustainable in the long run. So beyond that, there are 5 specific things that I do want to touch on today when it comes to energy and how you can be more strategic to get your energy back. All right, and these are also the things that if you check out in the link, there's the full blog, unless you got here from the blog. You can see that it's the 5 ways that professionals are really just failing in their own health and well-being. So, number 1, we do not have a plan. Now, when it comes to our professions, when it comes to our careers and doing the work, we're following a plan. At least most of my friends I know, most people that I know, including myself, when it comes to our careers and our occupations, we are following a plan. We are following systems and procedures, and we are doing things the way they need to be done so that we can get an outcome that we desire. And so often I see people have such regimented and really strict boundaries when it comes to how they work and how they show up at work, but they don't have that for their own life. They don't have that for their health and wellness. They don't have it when it comes to movement. They don't have it when it comes to meals and diet. And really, if you can just get yourself to the point where you can create a plan that is sustainable, that you can follow, that's simple, you're going to see compounding results on just sticking to the plan. So, number 1, we don't have a plan. We need to create a plan that we know we can follow. And there's an old adage that says failing to plan is planning to fail. You need a plan when it comes to your health and wellness just as much as you need a plan when it comes to your profession. Now, number 2 is the fact that a lot of us want quick fixes, and myself included. If I could just figure out how to hit all of my goals in the gym or how to get down to be a scratch golfer, and all I had to do was take a pill or take a powder or listen to some guru tell me I just need to envision it and then it's going to happen just through like the power of law of attraction and stuff. I mean, there's power in doing those practices, and quick fixes just aren't sustainable when it comes to longevity of the success that we see. Now, the fastest way that I know to lose 30 pounds would be to cut your leg off, but you don't want to do that because, like, what the fuck, honestly. I'm going on a little bit of a tangent. If you watch videos with me, you know that I go tangential a little bit sometimes. The biggest thing here when it comes to getting out of that quick fix mindset is being able to practice delayed gratification. Now, delayed gratification, just what it sounds like. We have a vision. We know what is going to occur because of the things that we are doing now. And that vision or the idea that we're going to get to that spot or the goals that we are setting that are further out, that's just going to keep that delayed gratification top of mind and keep us being able to do the things that we need to do in the moment to keep progressing towards that. So something that I do with all of my clients is we create a wellness vision. So the reason we do this wellness vision, we create a vision for who we are at our healthiest state of being. The reason we do that is for delayed gratification, because when we can visualize and kind of get into the mindset and actually feeling what it is that we want to be when it comes especially to our health and wellness, that is going to keep us going on that path when shit gets tough, because shit gets fucking tough. That's just the way it goes. That's life. There are always difficult moments in any journey. We need to have delayed gratification and a further out vision, because we know that quick fixes are not real. Okay, number three reason that professionals fail when it comes to health and well-being is that they are inconsistent. What does this look like? Well, so many of us prioritize our occupations and our careers over our actual health and wellness. So if you need to go into the office early or stay late, you'll be likely to skip the gym because of that. I know that in a lot of professions, it might feel like it's not negotiable and that there is no way around this, but there definitely is leeway. Having a conversation with your employer, having conversations with your team about, hey, I need to do this for myself so that I can get to where I need to be energy-wise to contribute more to this team, people will understand that. And it kind of this here ties back to point number one. It's great to have a plan, but if we never check in on the plan, if we never alter the plan, if we're not keeping track of the plan and what's working and what needs to be upgraded as we are going, then we're not going to be consistent, right? Like if we start a small goal, for example, walking around the block once each day, and we start doing that, that's great. And if we're not altering and upping our goals, we're not being consistent and working towards growth, then we're going to stagnate wherever we're at. So again, consistency is key. We do it in so many facets of our life, but oftentimes we put consistency away when it comes to health and wellness. So that's what we need to get better at our health and well-being as professionals. Point number three. Okay. Point number four, and again, you will see this is tying back into the other points, is that we are not trying new things. Again, like I just mentioned, sometimes we get so into our routine, we see some success, and then we just stay there and we stagnate. And then a couple years have gone down the road and we haven't made the changes that we want to. So when it comes to trying new things, we want to make sure that the things that we are trying feel realistic, that we know we're going to be able to do them, and we can connect them to our vision and our long-term goals so we know that they will continue to push us forward. Whether that's trying a new recipe, whether it's doing a different workout class, or just working out with different people in a different place, maybe trying an outdoor workout, whatever it may be, float tanks, salt rooms, lamps of salt, whatever. There's all sorts of shit out there nowadays that you can try when it comes to health and wellness. So just be willing to try something new. You never know if you never try. And once we start to stagnate and we hit those plateaus when it comes to our goals, hi tofu, that's when we know we need to make a change. And the old adage, a lot of people say it was Einstein. I don't think it was actually Einstein. I don't have the source for you, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and wanting different results. We need to do things differently if we want to keep growing and getting to our healthiest and wellest selves. All right. Number 5. Give them a 5, tofu. Number 5, when it comes to ways that professionals are failing when it comes to their health and wellness, is they are not being held accountable. Think about it. You probably have a supervisor or a boss of some sort. Whoop, I think tofu wants to get down. You probably have a supervisor or boss of some sort. You have someone who oversees what you're doing, and they are holding you accountable when it comes to work. We need those same structures in place when it comes to our home life, when it comes to our health and wellness, and there's so many different places you can do that. I mean, there's apps nowadays where you can like bet on yourself to lose weight. I don't know if that's a good thing. I've never done it. I have never had a client who's tried it out personally. There's some things with that I would be hesitant around. But you get the picture. There's apps that can keep you accountable. Habit Share is a great one. You can link it up with your friends and you can keep each other accountable from wherever you are in the world and just say, hey, I checked in. Like, I drank my gallon of water today. I ate my 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. You can hire a health coach. Obviously, that's where I would come in if you really want to make some transformation and you want to do it in a very strategic and thought out way. I am here to help. You can get your spouse on board, your kids, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles. Talk to your doctors about it, right? If you're seeing maybe a chiropractor or a naturopathic doctor or even your physician, tell them, these are my goals. This is what I want to do. How can you help hold me accountable? And I'm sure they would love to, because at the end of the day, the people around you all want to see you be your best. And they know if they can just hold you a little bit accountable, that you're going to make strides and leaps when it comes to your vision. And with that too, have strategies in place to keep yourself accountable. Now, this can look like, again, delayed gratification. It can look like having things set up on your devices to remind you that maybe you've been overusing them, or maybe it's time to go for a walk. There are so many different ways you can go about this. You can set calendar invites. You can use ClickUp. The software will remind you of something every day if you wanted to. Again, having some form of accountability is the difference between having a goal and a dream and actually making that happen. So That's what I have for today. I thank you for tuning in. Again, my goal is to start producing these videos once each week. I really appreciate you for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Again, planning to launch one of these videos, looking at every Wednesday, more details to come. And as always, for all of our listeners, keep inspiring. Thank you.